Dr. Hedgehog and the Tea Rescue. Dr. Hedgehog was eating his breakfast before going out to visit his patients. He was hurrying because he had overslept and he knew that who was unwell would be impatient for him to call at her house. Before he had finished his cup of cabbage tea, the phone rang. "Dr. Hedgehog speaking," he said in his low, slow, very low voice. Then he said, "Hello, love," when he realized that it was his wife, Hilda, who was calling him. Hilda Hedgehog was speaking from the school where she was the teacher. "I am worried about little Martin Mouse," she said. "I saw him this morning on the way to school, but he hasn't arrived yet. Will you look out for him?" Dr. Hedgehog agreed. Martin Mouse often got into trouble, and he had wondered that what happened to him this time. His cabbage tea had gone cold, but Dr. Hedgehog was in too much of a hurry to make a fresh pot. Perhaps one of his patients would offer him some. Dr. Hedgehog got into his car, which was made out of an old baked bean tin. He started the engine. Rackety-tickety-tackety-tock. Off he went through the hedge, diagonally across the next field, under the gate, around the duck pond, across the path, and along the edge of the road to Vera Wolf's house. It was raining, but he didn't mind. Even though the roof of his car leaked, he held an umbrella inside the car. Dr. Hedgehog had nearly reached the ditch where the small animals went to school when he stopped his cart with a jerk. High in a tree above him was Martin Mouse, and it looked as though he had been crying. "Can you help me? I can't get down," called Martin Mouse. "Don't worry," said Dr. Hedgehog. "I'll find a way of helping. Why are you up there?" "I climbed up to pick a nice bunch of leaves for my teacher," said Martin Mouse. "But now I can't get down." He drove quickly to a field where some horses lived. "Good morning," said Henry Horse, who was always polite and friendly. "It's nice to see you even in the rain." "Will you come and help me?" asked Dr. Hedgehog. "Of course," said Henry Horse. Dr. Hedgehog drove his car back to the tree where Martin Mouse was clinging, frightened of falling. Henry Horse walked slowly behind the car, being very careful not to tread on it. When they got to the tree, Dr. Hedgehog asked Henry Horse to stand right under Martin Mouse's feet. "Can you jump down onto Henry Horse's back?" asked Dr. Hedgehog. "No, it's too far," replied Martin Mouse, looking very pale. Dr. Hedgehog thought for a while and then asked Henry Horse to walk back a few paces so that his head was under the branch where Martin Mouse was sitting. "Now," said Dr. Hedgehog to Martin Mouse, "can you jump onto the top of Henry Horse's head?" "No," said Martin Mouse, who was now getting more and more frightened. Dr. Hedgehog began to get cross. He was already late and he didn't want to keep his patient waiting any longer. "Don't be silly," he shouted at Martin Mouse. "Jump down onto Henry's horse's head and stop making a fuss." Martin Mouse could see that Dr. Hedgehog was angry, so he took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and jumped. He landed between Henry Horse's ears. It was easy for him to slither down the front of his neck and then slither down one of his front legs. Martin Mouse looked at his trousers, which were torn in several places. "What will my mum say?" he wondered out loud. "Go home and find out," said Dr. Hedgehog, who was still a little cross. Martin Mouse ran all the way home, but he had no reason for alarm. Mavis Mouse was so pleased to see him safe that he kissed him all over and made him a cup of hot cocoa. Dr. Hedgehog thanked Henry Horse and drove to the school to tell his wife what had happened. Hilda Hedgehog could see that he was thirsty, so she took him into the school kitchen and made him a cup of cabbage tea, which was just what he needed. The end. I hope you liked today's video, my little readers, and if you do, please like this video and drop me an email by writing what have you liked about the story and learned from this story. I'll be waiting for your emails. Until we meet next time, bye-bye, take care. "Can you help me? I can't get down," called Martin Mouse.